Hey there friends, today's build is rather straightforward. We have followed the Grand Safari to what is going to be its prime time moment, the most spectacular area of all, where a grand sweeping overview of the savannah to your left will have the guests meet Gemsbok, ostriches and black wildebeests on a dry, dramatic plain under the heat of the African sun. To their right, guests will admire the splendor of the dueling palaces, which will feature in my next video, and see the black and white rhinoceros in their respective habitats. The Grand Safari will, over the course of the next two videos, reach its conclusion. Join me. The Gemsbok. I'm so happy to finally have these guys in my zoo. They are one of my favorite African animals. I've always loved their unique design and habitat. They are one of the 4 species in the genus of oryx. It is the 3rd species of that genus, in fact, to find a home here in BOLLO. It lives in Botswana, Namibia, South Africa and Zimbabwe, where it roams the dry and barren plains and deserts. It is a large, gorgeous animal known for their spectacular horns that average 85 centimeters in length. They live in relatively small herds when compared to many other African herbivores, somewhere around 10 to 40 individuals. They are considered of least concern, as are all animals in today's habitat, but are nonetheless hunted for their horns. Interestingly, they have also been introduced to New Mexico in the United States, where they might soon be considered an invasive species due to their biological traits. Then there's also the ostrich. They are the heaviest and largest living bird, and therefore the heaviest and largest living dinosaur, of course. It lays the largest eggs on the planet and is also known for its top speed of nearly 100 kilometers per hour. Of course, they're only capable of doing this in short bursts. They eat plant matter but can also prey on small reptiles and invertebrates. They are farmed around the world. I should know, as there's an ostrich farm very close to where I live, where you can buy ostrich products and eat pancakes cooked with ostrich eggs. I even have an ostrich egg displayed in my fossil cabinet right over there behind my shoulder. So yeah, you can find them all over Africa, except for the Sahara Desert and the more forested area of Western and Central Africa, and they are considered of least concern. I will say I'm talking about the common ostrich. There's also another species of ostrich that is elsewhere in BOLLO, because, you know, which African animal isn't in BOLLO at this point, all of which will be showed to you one day when I finally get around to do a zoo tour for this massive chaotic project. And then finally there is the black wildebeest. They are also considered of least concern, closely related obviously to the blue wildebeest, which you have seen a few episodes ago. It lives only in southern Africa in a rather smaller environment. They have in fact been exterminated in much of their natural environment by the arrival of the Europeans really in that area. And where the blue wildebeest, you might have seen those documentaries where they go on these massive crazy trips across African wildlands. The black wildebeest is rather limited. It lives in reserves and farms, so it doesn't really do these crazy migrations anymore. But yeah, they spend their days feeding on grasses. All 3 of the species, as you've heard, really are creatures of the grasslands and tend to enjoy more dry environments. So that is why in this build you will see I made the choice for a dry and rather unforgiving, harsh landscape with just some rock formations, 1 or 2 trees, and that's it really. Not only did I want to emulate the natural environment of these animals, but also the backdrop, which is not visible at this point, right? You only have the backdrop that you see from the Jeep, where you can get an overview of the cheetahs, the warthogs, the antelopes. You might even see the giraffes, the zebras. You get an overview of all of the Grand Safari to your left. But to your right, you will get a backdrop that I will only be able to tease right now because it's not finished, of the 2 dueling palaces. I'm working on them right now. It's going to look really cool. So the backdrop of the entire Grand Safari and of this habitat will be rather, interesting and very busy. So this habitat itself needed to be more or less modest so that the backdrop and the rhinoceros will really shine. So that is the general philosophy here. In fact, I don't have that much else to say about it. Just know that the rock formations are made with a blueprint by Nicholas Lionrider, which I will share in the comments. But yeah, I'm just going to play some chill tunes for you as you watch the rest of this speed build. And I will see you I guess at the end for the closing cinematics. Guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in a bit. And there we go, that is it. We will conclude this video by checking out the Gemsbok, the Wildebeest, and of course the ostrich, one of the more unique animals in the world really. This giant flightless bird, a remnant of times past, prehistoric. And yeah, this is when you are walking on the walking tour. This is going to be your view. This is one of those habitats that will have a very limited view for the walking tour. Imagine in the front two areas the rhinoceros. To the left will be the black rhinoceros, to the right will be the white rhinoceros. But in the distance you will get a grand overview of almost all of the Grand Safari. And I'm going to put like these binoculars here just for immersion, so that the guests could put in like $1 or €1 or whatever, and get a good view of all of the habitats, because really the way that it looks like all of these things are connected. You could even see the hyenas from here. Really pleased with how that came about. Yeah, this is the whole Grand Safari at this point. Plenty of habitats, so much grass, all of those jeeps blocked by the giraffe over there. But I'm really happy with how this came out. Surprisingly, it took me a long time to finally put a Savannah inside my African zoo, but I feel like it was worth the wait. And yeah, there is more yet to come. In the next video, guys, I'm going to show you something beautiful. I promise you're going to like it. It is going to be the final climax of this little side show. So I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching, and see you next week for more BOLLO BOLLO.